So this is what it looks like when an individual arrives at the Buckley Center Detox for admission. They're going to arrive through the door that oftentimes the police deliver intoxicated individuals. And this is the first view that a person would get upon arrival. Keep in mind, oftentimes they have their families with them, and the first thing they see are these steel doors with the bolts, and they're quite loud, as you can see, and quite bare. Most can't resist to look inside. It causes them apprehension for their loved one right away. We reassure them that this is not where their loved one's going to be, and oftentimes the first place they'll be ushered to would be to a chair directly across from where they're going to be checked in at. They would be checked in through a process of gathering of information.
Yeah, what the process is we would bring them in, have them have a seat, we'll get their vitals, and take their picture and get it all ready for the nurse. The nurse will come down here, do her little assessment, make sure that they meet criteria, that there's no medical issues that needs to be addressed before they can come in.
And then after that part is over, then they would transition down this narrow hallway, which at its narrowest point is 31 inches wide. Keep in mind that during the course of this admission, there are 5 people being discharged at the same time as 5 to 6 people are coming in, which requires staff members to move back and forth in this hallway at a rapid pace. Oftentimes, you have to step aside 3 times just to get down this hallway to the next step in the detox process. Along the way, I'd like to show you the one restroom that is available for 10 female patients. Not counting the shower, it measures 58 inches by 58 inches. One toilet out of order, and we're unable to provide even basic needs for our patients.
So when the admission process starts, they are brought down here. The patient is brought down here. Depending upon the day, I might be assessing patients here. There could be a discharge happening right here. So there's patients being discharged here. I'm assessing patients here or in here. And if somebody stops right here to get into their boxes, or if we're medicating out of this room, then what happens is we all start kind of bouncing off of each other, as well as if I'm trying to assess a patient here, then that leads to some confidentiality issues.
I've just stopped to check my mail and effectively have blocked as much as 4 different services at once to get my mail.
So this is a nurse admission office, as well as this is the medication room.
Okay, so this is the kitchen area. We're going to go in and take a quick look at the size of the kitchen and what we've got to work with here when we're trying to prepare meals for 22 people. This kitchen is small in space with little storage. All storage is probably 50 yards from here. Most of the food is carted in down a narrow hallway that we just traversed a minute ago, with the narrowest opening being 31 inches again, barely room to get by. Yeah. Our dish cleaning facilities haven't been upgraded in quite some time, although they do meet code. They are the bare minimum. On this side you'll see a stove. Of restaurant quality nonetheless, but a very small grill and 4 burners. 2 small ovens. Keep in mind that at times we have upwards of 22 people in here.
Just clients. That doesn't count when we're cooking for staff as well. So it's really hard to prepare. I have to do in 2 different shifts close together so that the food still stays warm. But this is all I have for the pans because.
And over here you can see the food storage is handled by 2 consumer-grade refrigerators, much like you would find in your own home. A commercial refrigeration unit probably wouldn't fit in here, although it would be nice. this is what we've got to work with here in the limited space that we have here.
This side is for our snacks and stuff like that that we keep in, and for the daily stuff. And then this is our salad side, our condiment side. And usually I have to go outside, and I make several trips a day, I think, to go back and forth to bring in and replenish what we have to use throughout the day because we don't have any space.
Keep in mind that one of these consumer grade refrigerators is typically what a family of 4 would have in their home. We've got upwards of 10 staff members and 22 clients that are only using 2. That's 16 persons per fridge. You know, not really enough. Pantry area in here consists of a couple shelves and a cabinet. And there's the infamous cart that the food is delivered on down the hallway.
Back and forth all day long.
I'd like to show you the converted staff break room that is now a triple purpose room, depending on time of day or day of week. It starts out at 5 a.m. with our sobering project case manager working out of this office. At 8 o'clock he converts to his other duties for the day, which is insurance and billing. And depending on the day of the week, once he exits this office, mental health will use this office. Later on in the day, the RN admitting nurse will use this office. It's a triple purpose office, which meant that we had to sacrifice the only space that staff had for a break room. So currently we do not. As you can see, it's pretty full. A tiny space, triple utilized. This is to give you some perspective on the narrowest point of this hallway here. It's approximately 34 inches. Keep in mind that the shoulder-to-shoulder clearance in a Honda Accord is 52 inches. So effectively we're in a space that is smaller than a subcompact car, and we're trying to pass 2 people at a time through here. And this is also the access point that emergency services must access the building and to navigate with a gurney through this area. Very tight quarters. And so we're illustrating the size of the front lobby here at Buckley. It actually measures 8 foot by 9 foot. We were at its capacity with Susie and myself and Arnell as the cameraman when Carrie from food service came through with that infamous cart full of food that she pushes 5 times a day from the food storage facility that's at the other end of the building. And because there's an admission going on, she has to use this door now.
Yes.
So this is that point where emergency services must access. This is where people wait when they're waiting to see someone. This is where people are actually waiting when they're discharging out. So this is the discharge area. This is the front lobby area. This is the access point for emergency services, for the food, for just about everything. And as you can see, we're at capacity and no one has arrived to use it for its purpose.